Arsene, it's been a tough week for the club, I guess. But what's the mood of the players heading into a massive game on Saturday?
The mood is, of course, disappointed, and but we want to prepare for the next game, and I believe that we have a feeling that we gave everything against Swansea. We're unlucky with the result, and want to put it right tomorrow.
Is there any team news updates? I understand Nacho is probably the closest.
No, nobody will be back for tomorrow.
And just lastly from me, really, you said after the Swansea game that City at times are unstoppable. So how do you go about stopping them on Saturday?
By playing our game and focusing on our own strengths, and of course getting it right as well defensively against them, because they are a good offensive force, and one of the keys of our game will be there.
Arsene, thanks for your time. Injuries to key players again affected your season, so I know it's probably not much news, but I can get you to give us updates on, for example, Aaron Ramsey's had a bit of a setback, has he?
He's the first who will be back, certainly. Now with Montreal next week, he's joining in normal training next week again. On Thursday it's planned, but let's be cautious.
So when do you think he'll be playing again?
I don't know, we have to see.
What's the setback?
Muscular problem.
And Jack Wilshere, as you said?
Jack Wilshere needs more time. I don't know exactly how long. He works very hard on his rehab, but it's a fractured bone, so that you cannot accelerate that process.
You're concerned for the boy, I know, as well as for the club, so do you think he still stands a chance for the summer, for the World Cup?
Yeah. For the World Cup, certainly.
How do you feel? You say that the players feel obviously disappointed. How do you feel personally? How have the last 10 days been for you in terms of your career?
In terms of my career, I want to win every single game, so every single game that I don't win, I'm very disappointed, but determined to win the next one, that I just have enough experience to know that what matters is the future, is the next game.
There were some boos at home in the week, particularly at half-time. How does that make you feel? What do you say to the supporters?
But it's a time where it's an important part of the season, and that we want them to be behind the team. And I believe that we cannot fault the commitment of the team on Tuesday night. It was absolutely marvellous. And we came back. We are unlucky to concede no goal in the last minute. That can unfortunately happen.
Bakary Sagna's contract, any progress?
No, he has an offer. He has not come back to us yet.
He's been offered a 3-year deal by Manchester City, if you believe reports.
That cannot be right because it's illegal.
But it's not a sticking point over the over 30-year-old not being offered more than a year.
Look, not for the defenders necessarily. No, it depends. It's a general law in our club, yes, but it's not a stupid law. We look at individual cases and we adapt it to the individuals.
Are you confident he'll stay?
I'm confident he will stay, yes, but we'll accept his decision. No matter what his decision will be, we will accept it and go on with it.
Arsene, the pre-season tour's already being planned. I guess the plans are being already put in place for strengthening the squad in the summer. The planning applications that you're involved in, the academy chief that you're involved in finding. Doesn't sound like a manager who's not going to say yes publicly to a new contract.
Look, I told you many times my commitment is not questionable, and I'm giving my word, and I always respect my word. That's as simple as it.
Can I just ask you, Andre Mariner has been speaking about, we didn't really have a chance to ask you after the game about his decision to send off Gibbs instead of Oxlade-Chamberlain. He said it's knocked him for 6. He's given an interview today talking about the fact it's been a nightmare for him. What would you say about that incident and about Andre Mariner and about how things like that can be avoided?
What would I say about that? I think he has not seen I just want to know the truth. My opinion is quite simple. I think the whole case has not been treated seriously. Why? Because he has not seen the incident. Why? Because the linesman in front of us made the decision. And where I saw, I did not see. Where I was, I couldn't see the difference between Chamberlain and Gibbs as well. So I believe that the whole case may be the referee needs more assistance to make the right decision.
Finally, from me, obviously you made some great signings in your career. Obviously, a few have slipped through your fingers as well.
Yes.
Given his recent form, where would Yaya Toure be in your list of regrets?
Up at the top. But let's not forget that Yaya Toure had an agreement with us, and it's not because we did not want to sign him that he went to Ukraine. We needed to wait for his passport in Belgium. And we have made mistakes, but he is not a mistake. It's just the fact that he preferred to go to Metalurg Donetsk because there he could go without any passport.
Arsene, do you have any specific plans to deal with Yaya Toure, as you just mentioned, or David Silva? You would have seen what they did to Manchester United at Old Trafford in the week as well.
Look, you cannot deal with everybody individually because all the players are good. I believe it's down to our collective defending, that the quality of our collective defending that will make the difference.
This game against City, is this your last chance to kind of stay in the title race if you win?
It is, yes. But we have. I believe that we have to keep going despite the fact that we had last two negative results. And if people say that Everton can catch us, that means we can catch the teams above us as well, because they play against each other as well. But it is the next game that is, of course, very important, and the next game is of a massive importance because it's Man City who fights at the top. They are the favourites with Chelsea and Liverpool, but when you play one of the favourites, you have an opportunity to shorten the distance with them.
And as an experienced manager, Arsene, how do you pick up the players after the week they've had?
Because the importance of the game, I believe, speaks, will help for that, and the fact that we are highly determined to give our best until the end of the season. Let's not forget, we are in an important race in the Premiership. We are in the semi-final of the FA Cup. It's at the moment not as doom and gloom as everybody paints the situation, but we live in a period where every game is a definite judgment forever. But life is movement and life is change, and change is part from having disappointment and transform them into positiveness.
I'm sure you've been made aware of Paul Scholes' comments. Again, after the Swansea game, he said Arsenal are a million miles away from winning the title, and he feels sorry for your fans. He said that your midfielders were indisciplined. How do you respond to that?
Look, if 6 points is a million miles away, I don't know what's the translation of a mile into a point. But everybody has opinions. People who have managed 0 games have opinions, and we have to accept that. What you live is what you do, is what you do on the pitch, and the rest is only opinions. People are. We are in a society. We have thousands of opinions today, and some go for you, some against you. You have to live with that.
Is that the same response you have from saying Jack Wilshere also hasn't improved over the last 3 or 4 years as well?
Look, you cannot say that. I think Jack Wilshere is an exceptional player for me, who had been handicapped by many injuries, and once Jack will be back and consistently on the pitch, he'll show everybody wrong about that, because he's an exceptional football player, and Scholes knows that as well.
Arsene, have you given up hope now of the title race? Because,
No.
Because after this game, then you've got Everton, and the other 6 matches, they're all against teams that really you should expect probably to win. against
We
them?
have not given up, believe me, and we can show that tomorrow. It's our attitude that will decide that, and I think champions keep going when everybody else would give up, and we have an opportunity to show that we have that mentality.
As far as last week's game against Chelsea, you described it as the game of the season. How would you label this game against Manchester
Thank you
City?
very much for reminding me. It's very kind.
How would you label this game against Man City? Because this, as you say, it's really.
Well, I said it's a game of a scene because it was our next game, and because it was a very important one. But look, let's not today talk too much about and make sensationalism. We has, of course, an important game for us. We played the Emirates, where we have shown big strengths through the whole season. That let's show it again tomorrow.
You lost 6-3 up there early this season. What do you take from that game to tell the players when you do your pre-match talk?
Well, but we had chances. We had plenty of opportunities there to score, and that we conceded 3 goals in the last 20 minutes. Where we're down to 10 men, and after having played in Naples 3 days before, so I believe there's plenty of positives in that game to convince us that we can beat City. And as well, as you said, we conceded goals, so we have, of course, to defend better than we did on the day.
Are you in a sense looking over your shoulder now? The teams coming behind you, like Everton, for example, because
Yeah, of course. Look, we look over our shoulders and we look forward. We are in a situation where we have to do both.
And in terms of just one question about Andre Mariner, he apologised about what happened. Did he apologise to you directly?
No, he doesn't need to do that. I trust his honesty. You know, he made the mistake. It can happen. We did not lose. On top of that, the game. The game, of course, became much more difficult for us with 10 men down 3-0. You know, you can only you have to attack, and you're down to 10 men. But I completely accept the fact that Andre Mariner is an honest referee and a good referee, and that he did not do that on purpose. It was accidental.
But more could be done, do you think? You say.
I think they can, when they have a doubt. I said many times, you know, the referee should have video assistance on his demand. And for a long time, I plead for video because only on that purpose. When the referee feels he needs assistance, he should have that resource. And I believe it would be very good to give them that opportunity. When it helps, it's too quick. The game is too quick today for everybody to master everything.
Arsene, Abu Diaby, where is he?
Diaby is coming back now. He had the preparation in France and the rehab in France, and he's coming back now, back to full training on the 1st of April.
So there's a chance he could play again this season?
Yes, but let's not forget he has not played for a year, and I cannot predict now how much time it will take him to be competitive.
So you don't think he could play an active role?
I cannot plan for him to play a role now in the coming games, but maybe I will have a good surprise when I see him.
In some of these big league matches this season, the team has started very slowly. You've almost been out of the game before
Yes.
it's got going. Why has that happened, and how do you stop it tomorrow?
I think it was all. The only common thing I see is maybe we were a bit too cautious or a bit on our back foot. And the only other thing I see, it was 3 games at 12:45. That's the only common thing that I can see in that. Have we to change our preparation for the game at that time? I don't think we do everything wrong because we played some other games at 12:45. We did very well. Maybe it was more a psychological factor. I don't know.
So does the 5:30 kick-off help you then, maybe in that?
I wouldn't say that. I just think that's the only. There's 2 things. First, as you said, we did not start enough on the front foot and wanted to first to be a bit were too passive at the start, and the second thing was 12:45 kick-off, but I don't think that's an explanation.
If you end up in a battle for fourth place, will that be good enough for you, given that how well you've done over the course of the season? You were top for so long.
No, it will not be good enough. We want to finish first of the league, and everything else. The other priorities are still there. You want to be in the Champions League, of course, but the first priority, it's never good enough to be anything else went first. But I believe as well that you want to do as well as you can in sport, and that's your ultimate target. And you hope always that is the best. But after that, the second, third, fourth is less good.
Because fourth place has always been the minimum requirement for you, particularly during the financial difficulties. But this season,
look, if you ask any team what we have to be in the top four, all the teams want to be in the top four. So you cannot say as well it's a shame, but you want to be first. You do not work day and night to be second.
Arsene, in your opinion, someone who has managed over 1,000 games, you know, what convinces you that this group of players has what it takes to bridge that gap between Chelsea and Manchester City?
I believe we were 17 or 18 times top of the league this season, so the gap is not definite. You know, what we need is just continue to work well, and maybe this season we're a bit unlucky with the injuries. We had too many players out at the same period, and strengthen the squad as well.
Do you feel then that it shows that you can't bridge that gap without that spending?
No, I wouldn't say that. But you know, the financial fair play is coming in, but these teams who are, as you say, in front of us, have not respected the financial fair play. So they build their team without respecting the financial fair play. Now they want to respect it, of course, but they have a team is built. So it is anyway unfair.